Welcome to Channel AMEC, your insight to the Australian visa system. Good day everyone, my name is Karl, your online YouTube visa consultant. Are you interested to migrate to Australia? Why don't you consider to subscribe to my channel and turn on the bell on the side, so once we have all the updates and news, you'll be the first one getting all the insight. Now today's video is a little bit exciting. I wanted to take on this challenge with this topic of how you can actually migrate with the occupation or profession of ICT, or from beginning to the end. So maybe very fruitful, and I'm planning to do a series of this kind of video going through different occupations, from choosing your occupation at the beginning and until the very end. So let's don't waste any other time. Let's just go through it first. Now, first of all, obviously, you're required to pick a study and apply for your student visa. So obviously, I've done a lot of specific video on every single kind of visa and procedures. This video is more a generic overview of how one who wanted to come to Australia and study abroad and then migrate through skill migrations and how the whole procedure will actually work. But for every detail specific video, there's actually one I've done previously. For example, what we're looking at now is the general temporary entrant requirement. So obviously I've got another video on this one. But if you are decided to come to Australia to study and also looking forward to migrate through the general skill migration, the first thing first is obviously student visa, because a lot of people have a lot of big dreams but they couldn't even get the visa granted. So that means the first step can't even get through. So the most important thing is you need to have a good read through, or perhaps watch the video that I previously done talking about general and temporary entrant. It's a similar thing that the United States has done. You basically have to write a statement saying that your previous record, background, your employment, and why you pick Australia, why do you want to come to Australia, what's happening in your home country, and how incentive this study could actually benefit you. And especially I've talked about downgrading study. Now, if you're not knowing about what downgrading is about, you probably would like to search within my channel, just punch in downgrade, you may know. So basically what I mean is you already got, for example, you already graduated as a master degree and you are looking to study, for example, a commercial crookery diploma courses. That obviously is a downgrade, downgrading from your portfolio of holding a master qualification and downgrade to a diploma. Now, this kind of process is very likely to attract a visa refusal. So you may want to get that detail done and consulted by a very professional agent. Now, I noticed that through my previous video talking about using agent or not, there has been a lot of comment talking about not to use agents. There's a lot of lousy agent out there. Well, look, there is, but still having someone professionally helping you still have that benefit there. But that's for you to actually choose by yourself. So anyway, have a good read through of the GTA entrant requirements, because if you don't pass this, you don't even get student visa, and the whole thing about skill migration is just vague. So you need to get student visa done, and the most important thing, and the most important and most element to actually reject your student visa is this genuine temporary entrant. So you need to get that passed. Now, once you have that done, obviously you got your student visa, you come to Australia and study, and a lot of people go, well, look, obviously genuine temporary entrant is one thing that we need to look for, but what courses within ICT? There's so many major that I can actually choose. So again, what can you do is you actually go on Google, just search on Home Affairs and Space Skill Occupation list. Now they will land you into this page. Now, why is this page important? Because this page will actually tells you what profession, what occupation can actually migrate through skill migration, whichever the subclass that is. So if we go down here and we basically punch in ICT, there will be a lot of ICT. Oh, oops, there's a lot of others ones, but that doesn't really. It's just a keyword search. So you see here, ICT account manager, it only access to 190 with STSL. Now, you should focus on the MLTSSL, not the STSOL. Why? Because the ST1 stands for short term. Now, currently there's two types of different occupations list. Now, it's more beneficial that you pick something like this with the MLTSSL, because that basically access to all type of skill migration pathways. So you can see that list down here is a lot more compared to this one. See, that's shorter. So your option is less. But again, this is for you to actually have a pick and choose. Now, obviously, ICT, that also covers software engineer. So if you wanted to search on software engineer, you may see that it's actually on the MLT SSL. So if we punch in software, there are a lot of different other type of occupation that you may want to do a little bit of research. You see software tester is on the short-term skill occupation list. That is not as favorable as the software engineer or the software and application programmers. So again, that's for you to do a little bit of research what you wanted to go for. And now, once you have decided what occupation that you want to go for, obviously you want to look for university. So again, go back to the general temporary entrance GTE. If it's going to be ICT, don't pick any TAFE courses. That's really unlikely to actually get your student visa. Well, they are success, but the ratio is very low. Pick something with a bachelor or master is the best. So where do you pick it? All you need to do is go on Google again and punch in ACS, that stands for Australian Computer Society, and then space. Here we go, accredited courses. Now, why do we need to find accredited courses? Because accredited courses generally gives you a skill assessment afterwards. There has been a lot of friends, applicants, or fans leaving me a comment that they have picked some sort of courses. They may name it big data, but when they go through ACS, the Australian Computer Society, it's the skill assessing authority for all the ICT professions, and they get a negative result. Why is it? So you best pick accredited courses from these lists. It's the best, it's more secure, and you will get your skill occupation done. So there are some TAFE courses, but you can see Box Hills Institute of TAFE, there's no courses in there. That's why I'm saying don't pick any ICT courses from TAFE. But if you pick on any other university, there should be some courses available. Now, a lot of people may ask, well, what about this accreditation period? What do I do with it? Because it seems to be when the day when I graduated, it's already expired. No, don't worry about that, because they will always extend it. So pick something that's already there, so that ensures you that when you graduated, there is definitely skill assessment is going to be done. Now, another way to actually find out, let's give you a hint that some courses do not get accredited or skill assessed, is that they were under the faculty of business rather than under the faculty of IT or ICT or faculty of engineer. If it's under the faculty of business within whatever the university that is, it's really likely that courses cannot be accepted by ACS. Now, why is it so important, again, to be accepted by ACS? Because ACS is the skill assessing authority for ICT, for all the ICT professions. So if you don't get skill assessment, if you've been following my channel long enough, if you don't get skill assessed, there's no way and no goal that you can actually reach skill migration, because the first step for skill migration is you have a skill assessment. Okay, so that's, again, a very important part. Now, once you pick the right university and the courses. Obviously, you got the student visa, you study completed, and once you complete it, again, following what I just said, you need to come here and do your skill assessment. As you can see right up there, the ACS has done pretty well because their previous web page was really crap. Now it's more clear. It basically have a big title here, says migration skill assessment. Wow, that's great. And it has much better view and clear indication of what required to be done. Apply now, and there has a lot of information down here, and that's leaving you can actually review the criteria, and I've actually done a specific video on this one to go through the criteria for ACS, and there's some the charges and requires down there. So the website is now pretty good. Much better, and it also tells you the assessment time between 10 to 12 weeks. So and that's the best thing that you can do. You graduated and you got assessed. Now there's one more thing. A lot of people will say, well, but Karl, I don't get positive skill assessment results straight away because the criteria requires that a graduate to go through either a professional year or 1 year of work experience is required to actually deem to get that skill assessment. So it's your pick. Now, well, what's my preferences? My preferences will still go for professional year. Why? Because you get skill assessment and you get additional 5 points. How do we get that 5 points? Here we go. If you go to the skill assessment webpage, going into the points table, I think it's right at near the very end. It will say professional year. That's it, and you get that additional 5 points there. And it's only specifically designed for accounting, ICT, and engineering profession. So all the other type of profession, there's no professional year that they can actually get that done, but ICT, engineer, and accounting. So I really recommend people do it because nowadays the EOI points required is quite high, especially ICT is a very competitive field, although it does have a lot of different professions, but they're just too competitive. Too many people are studying ICT. So the more points that you have, the better chances that you get invited. So why not? I know professional year costs another year of tuition fees, but look, if your goal is to migrate, those fee is really nothing to it, because missing 5 points could cost life. You see there. Now going back to the point test again, let me have a talk about this one. I still really recommend people, obviously you cannot get additional point from the age, because whatever the age you are, whatever the point that you get, the only thing that you can actually get additional point is you can perfecting your English language skills. So I really recommend ICT profession people to actually perfect your English language skill by getting what? By getting superior English level. Now that seems to be very high. That's equivalent to IELTS 8 across 4 bands, but there has been a lot of success that I heard and testimony that I heard that people go through other IELTS or PTE and they get that superior English, and there are trainers out there, there are resources out there to help you to get to superior English, because if you can get superior English, I guarantee you definitely get invited straight away. Okay, and because that 20 points does really make a lot of difference. But the best that you can do, I mean the least that you can do, the best is superior, the least you can do is actually you need to at least have a proficient. Otherwise, I haven't seen many people only reach competent English with the ICT profession to be invited, to be honest, and that's for the past records. You can check around. There may be some, but very limited. Now, personally, I haven't seen anyone with only competent English in the professional ICT and got invited. So here we go. Now, last but not least, once you get that done, obviously, you can either pick subclass 1A9 visa. I've actually done a video on how to do the EOI and all that, but there's also options for you to actually get state nominated. So again, for this video, I will not have enough time to actually go through all the states and territories nomination criteria, but I have picked 2 of the here. One is Queensland. You may go through those videos within my channel. You can check them out. Basically, you go to each state or territory's migration website. You go to their see, this one will be skilled workers working or graduate in Queensland University. So if you pick a university to study as ICT in Queensland, that's it. Here we go. That's the criteria. I've done a specific video on this one on Queensland, and also if you want to interested in Victoria, I've done also another video for Victoria as well, and also done New South Wales, South Australia, Western Australia, Northern Territory, and Tasmania, and also Canberra as well. So you may want to find out by yourself, because the detail there is every state have a different criteria and eligibility criteria there. Now currently Victoria is setting all the criteria to almost matching what the federal government is require, but again, in the future, if they change or not, we don't know. And there's also different ways and different criteria by different state and territory. So here we go. Let's just summarize it in this very short video, that if you wanting to choose ICT as a profession and migrate to Australia, the process obviously is pick the right courses that's accredited by ACS and find out which university that you want, and then going back and check the GTE, General Temporary Entry, make sure you can actually get passed. If you choose whatever the course that is, you can actually get the student visa to start with, and once you graduated, you go through professional year. Obviously you lodge your 485 visa PSW stream, and then go through a professional year, then skill assessment, and also improve your English. Then you have a right EOI points enable you to actually get invited either by the federal government or whatever the state that you pick. Anyway, should you have more question query, more than welcome to leave comment right down below, and I see you next video. Goodbye.